There was a V1. There's actually been two predecessors, I know, don't do the math, of the original SP8 glove from Alpine Stars. This is our favorite version, and I'll tell you, compared to last year's version, it actually goes up about 10 bucks. So this is going to be your everyday 2 to 3 season, warm to hot weather, sport commuting, sport touring glove that will not get you to the track. But I will tell you, for that extra $10, which brings it in right around the $100 mark, it is a much better glove with much more to offer than the previous version. I'm sorry. You're right there, you're the previous version that we saw last year. And I'm gonna start off really briefly by talking about the upgrades, and then we're gonna break it down front to back. So again, I'm wearing the black-white version on my left hand. I am wearing a size large, or extra large. I will get into fit later on. But if we look at it, even at first glance, you can see there's a lot of changes. Fit, protection, and breathability all got changes this year with the new V2. You'll see it in the fingers, better perforation scheme, better airflow, new Alpine Stars knuckle that gets reflective baked in, and they've even changed the cuff on the backside. Now remember, this is a full goatskin construction on the backside of the hand as well as in the palm, and I will tell you, was the case in the previous version, when you work your way down to this now longer cuff, which we really like, it does become synthetic leather, but for around the $100 mark, I really don't dock it too many points there. I do like, though, if we look at the previous version, that they've upgraded the ulna protection. You're now getting beefier EVA foam on the lateral side of the hand. Now, if we flip it over, two more big changes, and then we'll toss the old guy and we'll go through the new one. The first big change that you're gonna notice is now they have Clarino all the way up the outside of the pinky here, one seamless piece here. You actually have a seam, but it's the same material that goes all the way up. And the other thing that I really, really like is now what they've done is they've given you this cutaway of stretch material on the inside of the thumb, again, away from any impact, that's gonna make it easier to move, better mobility when you're on the bike, reaching for a turn signal. Again, thinking about everyday off-the-track riding. Again, Alpine Stars has done this in their higher-end gloves. Now we're starting to see that DNA and functionality work its way all the way down. The other thing, and I said there were two things, there's three. The other thing, it's now a touch tech finger as well. So Android and iPhone users, rejoice. You can now control your phones with that single finger. I wish it was on the thumb, but you're just getting it on the finger. But again, around the $100 mark, I really can't complain. So ton of changes, $10 increase in a cost that was around the $90 mark, now around the $100 mark. All in, it works. So if you're looking for a glove that doesn't have to be hardcore like the SP Air, which is super aggressive, or even more hardcore, which is going to be one of the track-worthy gauntlets, the SP8 V2 makes a lot of those changes to just make it that much more usable. All right, so I'm going to slide my old one. Let's talk more about the new one. And when I dive in here, let's think about fitment first. So I'm wearing an XL. Alpine Stars, in my opinion, fits decidedly Euro. So use the size chart. It's going to put me in an extra large. And for frame of reference, I'm a large in Icon, I'm a large in First Gear. Most American cut gloves, I would wear a size lower. So just keep that in mind. It's a refined mobility scheme from Alpine Stars, but the fit pattern hasn't changed all that much. Use the size chart, we'll ship for free over 39 bucks. And I'd love it if you click our logo, subscribe to us at RevZilla on our YouTube channel. Leave me your comments, your questions, your feedback on the new V2 version of the SP8. Now, diving into some of the additional nuance, you heard me talk about the lateral side protection with this new beefed up phone, and it also goes a little bit longer, so you're getting fuller coverage. The other cool thing, and I neglected to talk about it earlier, is this cutaway is new. Now you have a bit of a stretch panel here that if you're gonna work this over top of your jacket, so again, this cuff coming down, you have the ability for this to expand with you and really ratchet it down. Moving to the back of the hand, a nice big panel of foam that's also perforated, and on top of the knuckle, this is the new Alpine Stars styled knuckle. I like the style of it. It's going to be a similar profile, and I do like that they've incorporated a bit of a pop of reflective, again, keeping you a little bit safer for nighttime riding. Working into the fingers. Big foam raised panels, mid-digitally, you see all 6 of them, and again, now they're perforated, better airflow through the fingers, again, better warm to hot weather riding performance. The other thing I really like is if we look, the 3rd and 4th finger bridge is still intact. Now, on a glove like this at this price point, it's going to be Clarino, which is a little bit lighter weight and it's not as strong as leather, but you're still getting the benefit of keeping that pinky finger close in a low side and giving it a better chance to stay intact versus a dislocation or a break in a worst case scenario. Now, if I roll over to my thumb, another big pop of foam on the thumb knuckle, more perforation to the tip of the thumb. Remember, I already griped a little bit about the lack of touch tech in that thumb, but again, at this price, you can always make that investment to go up. I talked about the crook of the thumb there for mobility, and if we look at the palm, you're full-on goatskin. It's an external stitch, so you don't feel those stitches. It's nice and clean. It's going to fit very comfortably. Reinforced panel done in synthetic across the control patch here. And again, Chlorino, which is synthetic suede that's going to work its way ball of the thumb, heel of the hand, all the way up, capturing that outseam. And you do have 2 additional areas of beefed up dense foam for both impact protection if you put your hands down, as well as some vibration dampening for a longer distance ride. Now, if we look at the flap here, the previous version of the SP8, call it the version 1, and the version -1, again, this has been around since about 2008, they never had that secondary wrist strap. If we think about the Alpine Stars line, as you get a little bit more track worthy, as you get a little bit more of an investment there, you're going to get that secondary closure. Here for street riding, I don't mind that it's not there. I wish it was there, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to gripe about it because I know I'm investing at a certain level and I could always go up from there. If I open it up, single cuff closure, again, this is where it gets to be synthetic leather. Again, not a super gripe here. Known quantity existed on some of the previous versions, but the rest of the glove is going to be goat skin throughout. So again, a blend of materials, a blend of functionality. For an additional $10 over last year's version, they've taken, in my opinion, a leap forward by making it more ventilated, more protective, and again, more comfortable by really redefining a lot of things that steal from the technicality they're developing at the top.